Today I'm going to show you how to schedule your pins to Pinterest completely free using the IFTTT service. IFTTT stands for if this then that, and it can automate a ton of things. There's just so much you can do with this program. You can find a lot of pins on Pinterest on how to use it to really make yourself be a little bit more productive. There is an app that you can use to do stuff on your phone, so it's pretty cool and definitely worth checking into. It's completely free to sign up. So you're going to want to just go to ifttt.com, create an account, and you'll be able to connect your services really easily. Normally for scheduling pins, I recommend Tailwind. I love using Tailwind. It makes it a million times easier, truth be told, but it is a paid service. So if you have multiple sites and you don't have to pay for Tailwind multiple times, or you're just starting out and want to get some revenue going, then you can certainly use the free method that I'm about to show you. If you do want to try Tailwind, I will put a promo code for a free month in the description. So the IFTTT method, though, is a great way to get started. It will take you just a little bit longer, though, so that's why I created this video. All right, basically, you're going to want to set up an account. Super easy. Go to the website. You'll pretty straightforward. Go create the account with your username, password, email address, all that good stuff. You're going to want to connect services. That's also really easy to do. This is going to be blank, but if you go up to get more, you'll be able to type in whatever service you're looking for. So you'll be able to type in Pinterest or Google Calendar. And for this particular method that I'm going to show you, you need to have Google Calendar and Pinterest both connected to your IFTTT account. So when you have Google Calendar and Pinterest set up, the first thing you're going to want to do is in the Google Calendar that you're using, create an actual separate calendar for your Pinterest pins. That way it just doesn't get muddied up with the other stuff on your calendar. So all you have to do is log in your Google Calendar, hit other calendars, the little plus sign, add other calendars, and you can create a new calendar. And I just named this one Balancing Mountains Pinterest because it's going to go to my site for like encouragement and inspiration. So I have it all set up. Okay, when you go, let me get rid of Tailwind there. When you go into Google Calendar, you can either try to search specifically through there, or just go up into the search bar and type in schedule posts to Pinterest. I think that's it. There you go. Once you type that in, you're going to see this connection, schedule post to Pinterest, and it is going to be in blue, meaning it's for Google Calendar. You check mark it, you click it. If it's not connected, you'll get a screen in between here, and what we just did, just saying connect, it's a quick little toggle. It's really easy, but I'm already connected, so I can't show you that screen, but you'll know if you see it, and you just toggle over to connect and be good to go. Okay, this part's pretty simple. When it says which calendar, as long as your same account, and it's also important to know that you should set up your account with the same email address as your Google Calendar. It should be the same one as your Google account. You can only have one account per IFTTT profile, so if you run multiple sites, you'll have to have a couple different IFTTT accounts, and just put the passwords and usernames down in a notepad or something. So it will automatically give you this drop down of which calendar you want to use. So you can do your Balancing Mountains Pinterest calendar, or whatever you're naming your calendar. A keyword or phrase. You are going to have to do one of these connections for every board that you want to use. Again, this method is a little bit more time consuming, but it is free. So you're going to want to use a keyword or phrase that you will remember, or knows which board it wants to go to, and when you use that hashtag in your description, it'll connect it to that board. So let's say I want to do one for I have a few already set up, but let me go to, I want to do a service, a connection for this quotes board. So I am going to do hashtag quotes. You can adjust this. Time before event starts is going to kind of show when the app's going to run. I usually just leave it at 0, but if you want to do 15 minutes or 30 minutes or whatever, you can. Okay, this is where you're going to enter your board name. So my board name is just quotes. It does have to be exact. If it's not exact, it will not know which board to go to. You're going to leave this photo URL as where. And under add a description, you're going to leave it as description. And under source URL, you're going to delete that. And you're going to add title. You're going to hit save. So now I've created my IFTTT connection for this board, but how do I get it to read? And this is the toggle I was telling you about, the connected. How do I get it to read from my Google Calendar? This is where it gets a little bit trickier, but it's not that hard once you get the hang of it. So under my Google Calendar, I am going to create a new event, if you will. The title is going to be the board, the URL that you actually want your pin to go to. Not your pin URL, but the website that you want your pin to go to. So for example, I just created some quotes that I'm going to want to use. And I actually like to just save. You could either do a repin or pin from an image. So I use Google Photos to store sort of my new pins. So this quote, for example, here in Google Photos, this is a pin that I created on Canva. I'm going to open the image in a new tab. This is my pin image, but this is not my URL. So my URL that I want it to go to is actually, this is the URL that I actually want my pin to go to. So I'm going to copy this, just Control C. And this is what goes into the title. Now I need to open up the more options so that I have more options. You're going to put in the time as to when you want it to post. You don't need an hour. It will post at 4:30 if I leave this at 4:30. Sometimes I shorten it. It doesn't really matter. I've not really tried it when I've left it, up for a day or anything. Some people will do 4:30 to like 4:35, but either way, it'll post it at 4:30. Your location is the source image, the image source. Where is Google Calendar and IFTTT going to pull the image? You don't want to screw this up. So if I am going from my Google Photos for a new pin, I would do what I just did, where I'm opening this up in a new tab so that I get the actual image URL and I can copy this right into here under location. If I'm doing a repin, which I don't know if I've pinned this one. Have I pinned this one? I did pin this one. If I'm doing a repin, you can also get a image URL from Pinterest by right-clicking and doing copy image address. Not copy link address, but copy image address, and you'll also get the image URL. Either way works, but you want to make sure that that goes into your location. And then in your description, you want to add your description. I'm just going to use the description that I already had on here. Copy and paste. But you also have to make sure that in the description is the hashtag that you are using for your IFTTT. So if an event from search for hashtag quotes starts involving advanced Pinterest, then you add pin to the board. So I need to make sure that this hashtag quotes is in my description. So I'm going to add that, save, and now at 4:30, this post will pin to Pinterest. Now, like I said earlier, you will have to set up an IFTTT event for every single board that you want to have this ability to do this with. But if you go up to settings on each IFTTT setup application that you're running, you can make adjustments if you wanted to. So let's say you're not using your quotes board much anymore, you can change this one to hashtag time management or hashtag books or whatever it is that you're interested in without changing this. I wish IFTTT had the ability to just do a copy, but it doesn't. So either way, you can go back up to, My Services, Google Calendar, search and set up another pin scheduled post to Pinterest. And that's pretty much it. If you want to reschedule, so let's say you want to schedule posts out into the future through Google Calendar, you can just click on something in the past, options, duplicate, and just change the time. So if I want to have this scheduled to go out in a month, this is where it can be a little bit of a time saver. Not a problem. You can just reset it to happen again in a month. So that's pretty cool too. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments.